Hello, my name is Beth from the Education Alliance. The Education Alliance exists to mobilize business and community support for public schools. One of the things that we are passionate about is partnerships that increase college access for students. Today's virtual college visit is made possible with support from the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission. Today, we are so excited to be visiting WVU Potomac State College for our virtual visit. I'm going to be stopping 3 times during the visit for a Q&A, and we want you to interact with us. So when I ask a question, teachers, please pause, take a moment, talk to your students, and chat the answers using the chat function. Also, if at any time your students have any question, you can send those in the chat function and we'll take care of those. So let's practice. I know we have 2 schools with us today. I'd love to know the name of your school and also how many students are with us today. So please chat the name of your school and how many students are with us today. Okay, and while they're doing that, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn this tour over to West Virginia University Potomac State College. Good morning. Oh, we have a visitor with us.
Well, we do have a visitor, and we're going to learn more about that here shortly. But thank you all for having us. I'm Larry Crook. I'm an admissions counselor here with WVU Potomac State College, and also joining us today at some point will be Shawnee Michaels. She's also an admissions counselor. But we're going to go ahead and get started. And I thought, what best way to get started than have our mascot Paul's with us. He's here to tell you a little bit more about it. So, hello, future catamounts. I'm Paul. I'm here to tell you why you should choose Potomac State College. First off, I might be a little bit biased, but our faculty and staff go above and beyond to make you feel like you're at home. With our small classes and affordable tuition, we're hard to beat. On that note, we have 10 intercollegiate athletic programs. Anything ranging from baseball to basketball to volleyball to cross country if you're into running, soccer, and for you gamers out there, we have our esports program as well. It's a very fun thing, and I spend lots of time in there as well. We have a wide range of clubs and organizations for you to get involved in, anything from cultural clubs to fun clubs like the ski club. Along with, we have a full recreational center that we have for intramurals. So myself, I spend a lot of time in there. We have a basketball court in there as well, a dance studio, a weight room, so you can go ahead and get buffed just like me. That's right, I'm trying to flex on you a little bit. Surprisingly, I'm not the only animal that we do have on campus. You might be asking yourself, okay, what do I mean? We also have horses, cattle, goats, and even pigs at one of our farms that we have here on campus. Our agriculture program is one of our top programs that we have here and is a major contributor to the success of the college and is something that we take great pride in. Also, one big thing, and especially with me, obviously being a catamount, I might look like I'm a little bit different here on campus, but at Potomac State College, we allow you to be you. I got to go to class now, but I look forward to seeing you all in the future, and hopefully you learn a lot about this presentation today, and I'm very excited to be with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all of that information and joining us today. So before we go on with our tour, I want to ask our first question. So I just want the teachers to ask the students, what is one question that they want to ask the college today? And chat your answers or your questions into the chat.
Hey, Beth, I don't mean to interrupt you at all, but I don't think we can hear you.
Let's go ahead and go forward with our presentation while Beth fixes her sound. So, Shawnee, do you want to go ahead and move on to your section, please?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and share the PowerPoint. Can everybody see it? Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go over some general information and some facts about our college. So starting off with our academic opportunities, we do have a plethora of academic opportunities on campus, starting with our 2-year programs, which we call our AAS degrees, our Associate of Applied Sciences. They kind of get you ready, you graduate for your career or the workforce. So a couple of those would be criminal justice, computer information systems, and of course our hospitality program, which is on our WVU Tech campus. We also have surgical technology, which is pretty new. And then we have our AA degrees, which are our 2-year transfer programs. So that's where you start on our campus, you do your freshman and sophomore year, and then you would do your junior, senior year on our WVU Morgantown campus. We have over 60+ majors to choose from. A couple of those would be like aerospace engineering, animal science, biology, forensics, or pre-dentistry. We also have online programs as well, so you can earn a degree from the comfort of your home. Business administration, criminal justice, and general studies can all be done online. We do have some 4-year programs, so you can earn a bachelor's degree right on our campus. Business management, computer information systems, criminal justice, and sustainable agriculture. And of course, our nursing program, which is a BSN. You can do all 4 years on our campus and save some money. We do have a ton of academic resources available to students, and one of the biggest ones is our Mary F. Shipper Library. We have professionals that help our students with a wide variety of information at any time. They say all the time, if the student needs it, that they're there for it. They're open till 9 p.m. every night, and they're always there for our kids. And our students do have access to everything that the WVU system has access to. We also have an academic success center, which offers free peer tutoring and professional tutoring as well. So you don't have to struggle through any classes at any time. You can sign up for tutoring. So housing and residence life, that's a big one that most students who are moving away from home are looking into. We have 3 residential halls on our campus. University Place is our suite style living. So you would have 1 roommate within your room, and then you would share a bathroom with 3 people. So within the suite. We do have single rooms available in our Memorial Hall. So single style living, you have your own room, but you would be having a communal bathroom. So you would share with your floor. And then our traditional style living is in Friend Hall. So you have a roommate and also you share a communal bathroom. We do have great amenities on campus. All of our students have access to laundry, so washer and dryer. We have student lounges where you're able to study and spend time with some of your friends within your residence hall. We do have computer access, cable television, and also Wi-Fi. And then we have fitness rooms within our residential halls, and then they're also all air conditioned. So another cool thing about us is we have 10 intercollegiate sports on our campus. And our baseball team has won a national championship. And they also had appearances in the NJCAA World Series. And our softball, men's basketball, our volleyball team, and our men's soccer team all went to national championships. And of course, back when I was younger, I don't know about you guys, but my parents always told me that playing video games wouldn't get you very far in life. But now we have esports, and they were ranked #1 last year in the Eastern Athletic Conference. And they beat some notable schools such as our WVU Morgantown campus, our Penn State, Temple, and George Mason. So if any of our gamers out there, you can now get scholarships for playing video games. And that's just a way on our campus for you to make an immediate impact. And we do have scholarships available as well for our athletes. So affordability, that's one of the biggest things that we pride ourselves on. Money is the most important thing when thinking about going to school. When you guys get up there and you're juniors and seniors thinking about going to college, you should be looking at how much you're going to be spending. So on our campus, the tuition and fees alone would start at $47.76. So if you're not going to be living on campus, and you're going to be a commuter student, that's kind of the price range that you would be paying. And of course, with room and board, board means your meal plan, you'd be spending about $14,000 for the year. So pretty affordable, and compared to most, in-state schools. So we do have scholarships available, and there's no application necessary. So when you apply to our campus, you will automatically be evaluated to see if you do meet the requirements for these scholarships that we do have available. We have our scholarship of distinction. So those are for our students who are going to be taking the ACT or SAT. And then we have our Go First scholarship, which is for our students who will not be taking the ACT or SAT. And they are both based on your GPA. So we do not require the ACT or SAT for admissions. The only thing that we do require for most of our out-of-state students is a 2.0. So we pride ourselves on getting out there and being creative. And so we do have a lot of activities on campus. With being close to the Potomac River, we're always kayaking, we're always canoeing. We do have virtual escape rooms, mountain biking. Our residential halls like to have different activities throughout the week, some of them being paint nights or game nights. They even have movie nights out on our quad. And then our student organizations, I know that Paul's kind of mentioned that. So we do have a ton of clubs on campus. And all you need to start a club is 3 friends and an academic advisor. So it's not hard to, start a club if there's something you're interested in. Some of those clubs we have are Ag and Forestry Club, the Gay Street Alliance, the International Club, and Life Sciences.
Okay, are we at a good stopping point for questions?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that information about the social aspect of Potomac State. I always tell people that college is more than just a place to go and learn. It's a place to go and grow and find people that are like you. And it's an opportunity to try new things and meet new people. So thank you so much for sharing that that portion of it. So let's move on to our next question. I want the students to think about what is something that you've learned about this college so far, either something you like or something that was surprising to you. So if you want to ask your students to come up with a few things they've learned so far that they find surprising or something that they find interesting. So while they are chatting and gonna put their answers into the chat feature, let's start moving forward and then we will see if they have any questions we can address later.
I'm hopping back on now. So I'm here to talk to you, about, the great advantages of, going to college, and things that we do have to offer as a whole. College is a very important thing in your lives. I know that for myself, I'm a first generation college student. So that is something that is, very important to me because I wanted to make sure that, that I got a college education. It was something that was very important to me personally. So I always try to, in my job today, it's always important, to preach to the youth, about how important a college education is, because when you have a college education, no one can ever take that away from you. A few things about, our school that is very important is that if you're someone who, you might want to earn a WVU degree, but West Virginia University, Morgantown might be a little bit, the size might be a little bit overwhelming at first. There is a way that you can kind of get to that WVU degree, but on a much smaller process. So at our campus, at the WVU Kaiser campus, we're the only institution of its kind. We're the only one that is feeding our Morgantown campus. I know other schools in other states have many schools connected, and it's just us. But by saying that, we do have very small class sizes. You'll find here that, your teachers get to know your name. They get to know who you are as a person, as an individual. And along with that, our professors are, not only your teachers, they're your advisors, but they're also in many ways a very big mentor. I know that a lot of Potomac State College alum, which actually both me and Shawnee here today are both alumni of Potomac State. So we can tell you that, we had a lot of mentors, going through school here that we're still very close with and had a great relationship. Another positive, as I mentioned about our size, is we have an average class size here of about 17 students. So it's a lot more personalized. There is a lot more one-on-one attention. We are one of the most affordable four-year institutions in the country. Even though we do have a lot of two-year programs, we also do have four-year programs as well. So that's something to, to keep in mind, is that you can stay here. We have about a handful of those programs. I know Shawnee touched on some of those. But also we only have about 1,100 students here on our campus, which makes it, a great environment for students to come. You don't feel overwhelmed, and you kind of can use that stepping stone to get to our Morgantown campus. So that is something that is, that we use as a stepping stone. The students come here, get a year under their belt, get away from home, but in a much smaller environment, and then we get them ready to go on to move on to our Morgantown campus. So earning a WVU degree can start here, small, save a little bit of money, and then you can move on and finish at our main university. And we may give all the tools necessary to make sure that we get you there. So something that's very important, you might not know it at this time, but I will say, paying for school, I know that Shawnee touched, on our tuition, but paying for school is a big thing. And I will tell you that we are part of the West Virginia Invest Grant. So please remember this, when you're going through school, to remember, if there's one thing, or one of the things that you should remember, especially from a financial aspect of this presentation, is the West Virginia Invest Grant. The West Virginia Invest Grant is something that the state has started. We have 21 majors. They're all listed right there, that if a student, gets into, they apply for the program. Then they get there and they apply for the West Virginia Invest Grant, then they will be able to get into these particular programs. And, essentially it's going to cover your cost of tuition over the next 2 years. There's just a few things that you have to do. When I say a few things that you have to do, there are, you have to take a mandatory drug test at the start of every semester, and there's mandatory community service that you have to do at the start of semester, but you can get this for your first 2 years. So another thing is, when I say that, I know that, we live in a, different time, especially coming out of the pandemic here, and financially you might be wondering, how you can pay for school. There is options out there, and there is opportunities for students to pay for your schooling, especially as a West Virginia resident. So make sure that, when you guys are looking into schools saying, hey, I don't know how I'm going to afford this, there is many options out there for you, and there is ways for you to get your degree and do it and have very minimal costs as well. So, we've, myself, Shawnee, I can't leave out Paul's either. He did a he did a wonderful job. But today, you know, what you've learned through us is that we do offer many different things. I try to myself always try to spin things into a positive, and there are a few positives that did come out of the pandemic, and that is that we do offer virtual visits. So if you're someone who might be coming from hours away that is not sure if you're going to be able to make it to campus, we offer tour guide lives if you want to visit our campus. And we also have individual visits that we do virtually and in person as well. All the admissions counters actually have signups each day where a student can actually sign up to meet with them, and they can meet virtually or over the phone. So we are very accessible to all of our interested students. We do offer in-person visits as well. We have Discover Days, which is our version of open house. We also have new student orientations events that are when you become a senior and you would want to apply or would want to come and register for your classes. We have those events. But as you can see, our information is listed right there below. And one of the biggest things is when it does come time for you to apply, I know that it might seem a long ways away, but when it does, is that our admissions process is when I say it's very simple, we make it pretty easy for you. We don't have an application fee. You can apply in person or you can apply online. And when I said we do have open enrollment, so we take students up to the first week of school. But it is important that, you do apply as soon as possible, just to make things easier. We just need your transcript, have to have a 2.0 or higher. And we do not require the ACT or the SAT. It is not required on our campus, but we strongly recommend that you do take them for academic scholarship purposes. We just want to take the time to thank everyone who, logged in today. And hopefully, if you have any questions at all about us, one thing that you can tell us is not only with our staff, our faculty, here on campus, is that we all do care, and we all work as one for a greater good. So that is something that at Potomac State we take great pride in. That is something that when I went to school here is why I'm here working at Potomac State, is for that reason. So when I say that college is a very important experience. And if I didn't go to college, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you today. So this is something that is very important to all of you. And yes, thank you all for having us.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Before we sign off, just want to chat with you guys briefly. We do have groups of middle schoolers online with us today. And from your perspective, because you guys both went to college, obviously at Potomac State, but if you were to give any kind of advice to yourself when you were in middle school or to, that age group about going to college, what would it be? What kind of advice would you give them?
So for me, I guess advice to give students, thinking is just be, right now, best thing I can say is, live your life. Okay. Live your life to the fullest. And also at this time, be thinking about college. Okay. But don't be necessarily stressed out and worried. I see a lot of students who come in at 9th grade and are stressed out. Be thinking about what you want to do and what is going to make you happy to do in life. Because if you do something that you love, you never work a day in your life. And I know I love what I do, so I don't technically look at it as a job. So that's something to consider is when, you're just be thinking about schools, be thinking about what you want to do in life. And then you can start figuring out, what school you might want to go to, and what fits your mold. So that's something definitely to always have it in the back of your mind, but always be open-minded, as to what you might want to do. So
that's some great advice. Thank you. Shawnee, what about you?
Larry stole the words right out of my mouth about coming in and being stressed out. I see 9th graders coming in, 10th grade, all the way up to senior year, and they come and visit our campus and they're nervous, they're scared because, it's a new experience and they think college is intimidating. It is not. I promise you guys that I'm only 23 years old. And I, not too long ago, was in middle school, and not too long ago, I was in high school. So I can definitely tell you it is not a scary experience. These are some of the best years of your lives. So take them for granted. well, don't take them for granted, cherish every single day that you have with those friends and definitely with your parents, because it comes pretty quick.
That's some great advice. And, Larry, I really appreciate you also talking about how college is attainable, not only academically, but also financially. So, those are some details that when you're in middle school might be hard to wrap your head around, but also know that our state of West Virginia tries to do a lot of different things to help people go to college. And I think that's something that you all need to know, that there are ways out there that financially can help you get to college. And I know many years ago when I was going through school, I don't think there were as many opportunities for financial help, but now our state does a really great job of helping and thinking about people that might financially need some help. And Larry talked a little bit about that with like the West Virginia Invest Grant. So just keep that in mind as well. It's not something you need to know all the details about now, but again, something else to keep in the back of your mind when you're thinking about going to college, wherever it is that you want to go. And I think today's visit also proved to us that we have some great opportunities, wide variety of schools in West Virginia. So you can stay in state. You don't even have to leave your state. In fact, we encourage you to stay in your state to grow and help our state grow. And I also think that's a great opportunity for you to be connected with WVU, which is a larger university, but in a smaller scale, since you guys are associated with that. How long now have you guys been a part of the WVU portion of the college? Has that been from the beginning, or is that something that's happened within the last decade?
We've been we've been integrated with WVU since the school opened. So it's been over 100 years ago, but we have been completely integrated with them since 2005. So we have three, well, the best way to describe it is our president in Morgantown, Gordon Gee, always says that we have three front doors to the WVU system. We have the Kaiser, the Morgantown, and we also have the Beckley campus as well, WVU Tech, which is part of the system. So, but yes, it's we've been part of them fully since 2005. So we all work together, and it's all integrated in one system. So when students want to transfer to like our Morgantown campus from here or Beckley, all they have to do is fill out a change of campus form, and it's a very simple process to go from one campus to the next. So
Wow, that's something I learned today. I didn't really realize that it was that simple. And that, just like you said, the president saying three front doors. That's really great. So many options. Well, before we sign off today, I want to see if our middle schoolers have any other questions about Potomac State that they would like to have answered. So at this time, please speak to the students and see if they have any questions that they would like for us to answer today, and we'll try our best. So I really appreciate you guys joining us today, showing us your beautiful campus. And we hope that maybe one day some of these middle schoolers can get to your campus and visit in person.
we hope to see all of you on our campus. So we even do school visits. So if you're, a counselor or anything like that, we bring groups to campus all the time. We love to have students on our campus. One thing that's great also, we have Shawnee with us today. She's actually, one of her main focuses is ag recruiting. She's very knowledgeable in agriculture. So if you have we do just groups of ag students. I think she's got about 7 or 8 over the next 2 months coming to our farms. So it's a very hands-on program, but I'll let Shawnee go ahead and ask her answer for herself as well. So.
Yes, so we have 3 college farms, over 800 acres of farmland. And as we say here, our farms are our biggest classrooms. We have multiple different operations. So we have beef operation. We also have maple syrup, honeybee. We also have a small goat herd, so a lot of different interests. And if our students are coming in, especially with our sustainable ag entrepreneurship degree, if those students have any enterprises or interests that they have, they can actually implement those on our campus, and we kind of help them build a business plan along with them. So lots of different options. We also have our AA degrees within agriculture, so like ag education. That's what I did when I was here. And then animal science, pre-veterinary medicine, forestry, wood science and technology, all of those, and of course our general agriculture courses, those are intended for you to get your first and second year here, and then third and fourth year in Morgantown. So you can get a lot of hands-on activity, like Larry, I think it was Larry who mentioned the small class sizes with the 18-to-1, instead of having 100+ kids in your intro to animal science class, you have 18. So lots of hands-on time. All of our labs are really hands-on. We try to get students, not only on working with our operations, but also producers outside of the campus world. So lots of different opportunities there for students interested in agriculture.
Okay, we do have a few questions that have come in. One is, what is the most common job that a student who goes into agriculture ends up doing?
So a lot of our students are pre-veterinary medicine students or animal science students. We have a lot of kids who are going through within that. I think that's actually one of our highest. And of course, we do have a lot of kids enrolled in ag business as well. So I'd say like the most common job that kids are coming for is for those ones that are going into vet tech or the pre-vet world to be a doctor, to be a DVM. We also have a lot of those, like I've mentioned, ag business, a lot of students going into like accounting within the and marketing within the agribusiness world.
Awesome. Also, how far is Potomac State from Morgantown, and where is the closest larger city?
So we're about an hour and 45 minutes from Morgantown. So the only thing that really separates us is Interstate 68. So it's straight, straight shot once you get in there from outside Cumberland, not too bad. And then our closest nearest city would be Cumberland, Maryland, or LaVale, Maryland. And that's about 20 minutes down the road.
Awesome. Are there any more questions? Okay, well, if there's no further questions, it's time for us to say goodbye for the day. Thank you all so much for taking us on this virtual tour.
Yes, and thank you so much for having us.